Hi guys, this is a mouse which has been damaged by water, I guess. So I will try and fix it and see if I can salvage it. So the first thing we need to do is remove this screw, and disclaimer, I am not an expert in electronics, so don't just see and do what I have done. I'm just doing it at my own risk, hoping I can just use some common sense to fix this. So I've removed the screw. The next thing is you just need to pry open this mouse. So you take a screwdriver as such and just find a joint where you can get the screw in. Oh, that was easy. Okay, so there must be some clip here. So when you come across a situation where you can't pry it outwards, try and go forward and backwards to see if you can do it. Okay, so here these are the clips that were engaged here. As you can see, the damage is already visible, but I'll just remove this. And yeah, water got in. Okay, we have wires also that have broken inside. Okay, so two wires have broken, and which wire will go where is something I'll have to figure out before I can fix it. But the first thing I will do is I will get rid of all this mess that the water has created. The ingress of water, you can also see here, it's pretty, all the rust and stuff. So I'm using an electronics part cleaner, and hopefully I'll be able to get rid of some of the mess here. Okay, just clean up, and just to be on the safe side, I'll just take a photograph of the remaining wires, so if they come out, at least I'll know where we are. So now I'll have to do some research. Okay, so if you can see, this is the ground wire. It says so here. So black is usually ground, and this is the 5 volt DC 5 volts. So this red wire will be here, and this is the ground. So all I need to do now is remove some of the insulation on these two wires and solder the what seems to be a black wire to the ground, and this red one to the plus 5 volts here. And before I do that, there is a lot of rust here also, so let's just clean that. I should have used a piece of cloth instead of this cotton. That will keep on. Yeah, bad idea. I should use some cloth here. If you don't have this electronic cleaner, you can also use isopropyl alcohol, which does a good job. So let us now take the insulation out of this and prepare the solder iron, so that we can go and solder it and see if that will get this thing working again. Okay, I have removed the insulation from the wires. Now I'll just tan these wires. Flux ensures a good weld between two different materials, and it prevents a bad solder. So the first thing we'll do is we'll put the ground wire here. Make sure your solder tip is as clean as possible. This is just called tanning. Just applying a little flux in the wire so that we can get a good joint. So let's do that. Too much of twisting of these wires might break the others also, something I need to avoid. Now we need to get the red one. So the same procedure, I just need to tan this a little. I'll put a little solder here where it says 5 volts, this one here. Rest of it, which this is just plain water with a hanky. And just before I close it, I'll just give it one more quick clean with this. Remove any flux that might be on the board. This is the switch. When we click, this is what makes the left and right switches here. This is the left one of the mouse. Right click and left click, these are the switches. And this is the tracker that tracks where the mouse is at any given point on the screen. So I'll just wait for this to evaporate. In the meantime, what I can do is I can fix the wiring here. And get this going. So I have hopefully fixed it. Before I close it, I think I'll just check it on the laptop. Before I insert the mouse into the laptop's USB port, I'll just give this a clean as well. Although this contact cleaner evaporates very quickly, but because it is coming out at such a force from a high pressure area to a low pressure area, it causes cooling on the surface, and that sometimes leads to some condensation. So I'll have to wait for that condensation to evaporate as well. Proof of the pudding is in the eating, as they say. So I will just put it in the laptop and see if that works. Yeah, there it is. You can see the mouse is working. I'll close it and then we'll check it once more. Take it a little back and then push it forward, I guess. That's the way to do it. And closes it. Just put the screw back if I can find it. Okay, that's the price for being disorganized. And so I've screwed that back in. I will now again, yeah, so the whole thing is working now. The right and left are clicking, and the scroll is also working. So that's how you can fix a broken mouse. If you just open it and see it, and if you see some wires missing, try and get the diagram. If more than 2 wires are broken, then obviously you'll have to get the diagram from somewhere to see which wire goes where. Otherwise you'll short circuit the whole thing, and perhaps even your laptop might get destroyed in the process. So don't take this example as a method of how to fix mouses. I just fixed it at my own risk, just on the hope that common sense would take me through, and fortunately for me it has. So I've just saved this mouse, and it should be good to go for a number of years before someone else in the family puts it in the water and destroys it again. So I hope you liked the video, and thank you for watching.